What's up, We Still Do fam? It's your favorite couple back with another episode of your favorite podcast. We Still Do.
So before we get into this week's episode, let's get caught up on what's been going on with us.
So this happened.
So this happened. So this happened. So this happened.
Well, what happened?
All right, so a couple things that's been happening since the last episode. First, we'll give an update on the baseball season. We made it to the World Series, and we did not win. But we did make it. It was a great season for me coaching baseball for the first time. My son playing for the first time. He did good. He had a nice little 3-run RBI. Was it 3 runs or 2? I think it was 2, actually.
It was 2
in
for
this
that
game, it was 2. The
3.
game before he hit a 3-run RBI triple. This game he hit a 2-run RBI and just made it to first base. But it was a huge hit to left field. We fought back. We still lost, but somebody had to lose. Somebody had to win. Somebody had to lose. It's a shame it was us that lost, but
but it was a really good game, and they battled it out. They didn't give up.
They didn't give up.
Yeah, it was a really, really good game. And yeah, I'm proud of my son.
Yeah, me too.
He's a baller.
He is a baller. For his first year of baseball,
Yeah, he's a baller.
he did a full 180 from the beginning of the season to now. He was one of the better kids on the team.
Yep.
With kids who've been playing baseball.
Yep.
And that's a fact. Not just because I'm his dad. That is a fact.
So.
But besides that, balled again, new setup, and then I'll let you touch on Father's Day.
Balled again.
This happened. I mean, I balled again.
It did happen. But yeah.
You like the ball.
Yeah, so Father's Day happened also. We took the kids to SeaWorld, and everybody had fun. Everybody had a good time, which is rare. Usually, if we have the kids or we take the kids somewhere, it's either,
Them or us.
Them or us. It's them or us. Either they're having fun and we're like, okay, we're over it, or we're having fun and they're just sitting there staring at us. So everybody had fun, and you got to spend time with all your kids together, and it was fun.
And I got to,
and we had our godson with us.
And we had the godson, who was all over SeaWorld, and I had a competitive moment. For those of you guys who know me and know how competitive I am, the game where you throw the ball into the bucket that's at an angle, the first time I played it, didn't get not one in. I was like legit upset, and I was not going to go the whole day without trying it again. I went back. The dude was like, "Oh, you're back, huh?" "Yes, sir. I'm back. Run it. Let's do it."
I don't even think it was 30 minutes.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even 15. Literally, as soon as we came back, I was like, "Give me my wallet. I'm going back." I went back, swiped that card, swipe me, let's go. And I learned the strategy. Sure enough, I got that thing. I got it. So the picture you guys are looking at is the picture of me and my daughter after I won her stuffed animal that she wanted.
She was so happy.
So happy. That's all she wanted.
That's all she wanted was the stuffed animal. She didn't want to get on no rides.
Yeah, she didn't want to get on no rides. That was the whole day for her, to get a stuffed animal. So I had to make it happen. I was not leaving without it.
No. You were going to win it.
Yeah, that was
competitive for that.
That was fun. So that's it?
Yep.
That's all you want to touch on?
Yep.
So, all right, well, that's what happened with us. Nothing much. I mean, it's been a pretty calm and good couple weeks since the last episode. So we'll get right into this week's episode. Hold up. If you're new to this page, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with any new content that we post. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get those notifications as well. Now back to the show. All right, guys. So this week's episode, we are talking about grace.
Yeah.
I was going to see if you was going to try to say it, but I jumped in before you. You was looking at me like, do I finish? We're talking about grace.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you start it off.
Oh.
Yeah, I started off the last episode, so,
Okay.
I'm going to share the wealth. Well, let's start it off. Grace, I mean,
Okay.
what we gonna touch on?
So one of the definitions for grace is courteous goodwill. And I know for me, grace is something that I don't want to say I struggle with grace, but it's not something that comes natural to me. But it is something that I have to work on being intentional about, because it just like the way that I think, I'm just like you. It's not natural for me to go out of my way to do something for somebody. You know, like how I am. It's not that I'm like mean or I'm, don't want to help anybody out or, anything like that. But it's not just like a natural quality for me to be like, let me help you, or to just show courteous goodwill. It's something that I have to be intentional about, or I have to feel like you're deserving of it. But that's not grace.
That's not grace.
That's not grace, but that's just like my natural instinct to, like, if I do good for somebody, I want to do it because they deserve it. But grace says you're going to show courteous goodwill, period.
No matter what.
It's not if this, and that. It's courteous goodwill. That's it. So, I feel like I've learned, and I'm still learning to show grace, specifically with us, like in our marriage relationship, because you just show me you're just a gracious person.
This is true.
And you show courteous goodwill like all the time.
All the grace.
So I think that I've learned a lot on like really like what grace means, in a carnal way, not just like biblical, but actually how to display grace in your life, like on a daily basis. I learned a lot of that from you because it's so effortless. It seems effortless for you to show grace. Like I feel like it's just in you to just be gracious and to be kind to people. Or for me, and I don't want to paint this picture like I'm this horrible person.
Yeah, you're not a horrible person. You're just selfish.
Me,
no, I'm just
I'm just like,
It's
you
just-
do good, you get rewarded for doing good.
Yeah.
But grace says whether you do good or you do bad, I'm still going to show courteous goodwill to you.
I mean, just thinking back, I think I've always been that way. I've always been a graceful, gracious person. Like I've always wanted to do the most for people. Like just thinking back now, I can remember when I was probably Damari's age. I was probably like 10, and I was playing football. And when I realized I was good at it and started having those dreams like any other kid, like I'm gonna be in the NFL, and I would always tell my little cousins and stuff like, I'm gonna buy you this, I'm gonna buy you that, like I'm gonna buy you whatever you want, like whatever. I don't even care. Like that's how I was already saying it. Like, don't worry about it. And I've always been like that. Like it's never been like, if you there with me to the end,
Right.
I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
It's just been like you family, so I'm gonna take care of you. Like whatever you want, I got you. Like it's hard for me to not necessarily say no, but it's hard for me to.
It's hard. It is hard.
It is hard for me to say no. I can say no, but it's just hard for me to like do something for somebody when it just to me genuinely seems like they can't do it for themselves. Like they need the help. Like if it's something like you can do that, you just don't want to do it, then it's like no, I'm gonna let you do that. But when it's something that nobody or somebody can't do, and I know they can't do it, and they ask me, even if I don't want to, I'll still be like, okay.
But I've seen you do things for people when they can do it themselves.
Like what? I probably have.
Just, I mean, I don't know. But it's not. I think it is a part of you, like being a people pleaser, because you are a people pleaser. But I think that it's also that you just don't. Like, you're just one of those people to where you want to see everybody happy.
True.
You know, and everybody in your circle, like, if I got this, I want you to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I see this for you, then I'm going to get it for you. Or if I, you don't want to see nobody not doing good.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a homeless person and they got the sign and you come to a stop, you're that person who's like looking for change or looking for, let me give them some money.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that behavior. That's not something that's just in me to do. It's a behavior that I've learned from my dad. He used to do it all the time too. But like really learning and seeing you do it it brought conviction in me. Like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be judging this person, trying to figure out, like, God, give me a sign if I should give this person some money.
Right.
Like, no, you don't need a sign to show grace.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, what makes sense is like, you do this and then this is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a cause and effect type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do good behavior, you get good things. If you do bad behavior, you have bad consequences. But like, that's the opposite of grace.
Right.
And I don't know. I want to be like you one day and be able to be like gracious to everybody, like all the time. And I guess I just want to ask you, like, where do you think that comes from?
Like, I don't look at somebody as up here and then you're down here or someone in the middle. I look at everybody the same way. Like, whether you don't have it or you have it, we're still the same person. The only difference is the appearance. But other than that, like, if you were to take people and just line them up and like it's a bad example, but for instance, when you go to jail, everybody wears the same thing. Everybody's wearing the same little blue or whatever it is, the orange. Everybody's wearing the same thing. So you couldn't go to a jail and just look and be like, oh yeah, he's a millionaire and he's homeless. Like, everybody looks exactly the same. Everybody's wearing the same thing. Everybody's eating the same thing. So the only difference is in the actual world, certain people have more expensive things, fancier things to eat.
Status.
Yeah, they have that. And it's like, people see this homeless person and they're like, whoa, like, and trying to avoid him. I'm looking like, he's a person. He just is in a bad situation. And in my mind, I just look at it like, there's always something that I can do for somebody to better them or to help them out in that day, and then they can, pass it on to the next person. I feel like people should be happy and receive things all the time. That's probably why I like always getting gifts and, saying stuff like that. Cause it's like, it is a thing that makes most people happy when you receive something, even if it's a gift or if it's, a blessing, if it's, quality time, a conversation, whatever it is. Like the guy that I've been working with these last couple days, I've been going and helping out, and we just are having conversation, and he was just like, I really appreciate the conversation that we had. I mean, it's just little things like that can make a huge impact on people that you don't realize, because most people think selfishly, like my wife. No, but sometimes people though they do think like, what did you do for me to take the time out of my day to do this? Like, I can't even tell you how many times while I'm working I drive past cars on the side of the freeway that have flat tires or whatever, and I want to pull over and help. Like, that's just the way that I think. Like, I just think sometimes people think, like, you didn't do anything for me, so why would I do something for you? That's just me. That's just how I think.
But, and that's just, that's what I'm saying, like, I'm learning grace from you because I find myself doing stuff like that now, like for strangers, like in the store, and just little things to where before I'd be like, no, like I'm minding my business. Like nobody's bothering me. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm just, doing what I do. But now it's like because I'm more aware of it and I'm more intentional about it, I'm almost like looking for opportunities to where I can show grace to somebody else. Because like you said, you never know, a little thing or something that you say or something that you do can like change somebody's day or can have an impact on them that can change their lives, possibly. And I was doing this leadership training for work, and it was talking about like values versus behaviors and things like that. And remember that test that I had you take? Every time I take a test at work, I always come home and I have to take the test.
Take this test.
The lady who that created that test, she did a presentation, and she was saying that if we just took the value off of everybody and the status and all of that and just put everybody the same,
exactly,
it would decrease so much of our fears and our anxieties and all of these things that cause us to like behave certain ways because we are worried about we're not good enough for this group, or I'm better than this group, or we're worried about what people are going to say, how they're going to perceive us. But if we take the value off and we look at everybody the same, it's like I don't have anybody to compare myself to. I don't have anybody to compete against. I don't have anybody to look down on or to look like they're better than me, or I'm trying to get to this level. So when you said that, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's good that you just already naturally think like that.
And you confirming what I was saying with that lady's teaching, like if you just strip everyone down, everybody is the same. And that is just something that I've always lived by. Like nobody's better than anyone else just because of what you have or what you know or what you can do. Like we're all still the same, no matter what. Like, yeah, maybe I can do this or do that better than you, but that's not to say that you can't do it. You just got to work at it. Like it bothers me when I see people do good deeds and then they want somebody to record it. Like you don't need to record it because now it just took the value of it away because you literally just said, hey, I'm about to do this, get the camera ready, make sure you get this on camera. Like you don't need to record it, just do it. You know, because you're doing it for yourself, for that person, and for God. Like you're not doing it for the world to see. And you know, it's like once you've gotten a taste of it, it's like, hey, I just want to be a blessing. I just want to bless somebody. Like, and then you just go out and you make it happen.
Do you feel like it's easier to show grace to strangers than to those who are closest around you? Because you see their behaviors like on a daily basis, and you see, like for the kids, for instance, do you feel like it's harder or more challenging to show the kids grace because you're like, I told you this, like, you know, I know that you know what to do and you still not doing it. Like, do you feel like it's, because to me, I feel like it's easier to show grace to somebody you don't know, because it's like you said, I don't know what's going on with your life. I just want to show you some grace, and then okay, move on about your day.
That's
but
true.
in your closest circle, it's like you see, especially like in a marriage relationship, and that's where I think that I learned grace first, is like with us, and being able to like show grace through mistakes and to, allow room for like error.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still the same thing. It's easier with a stranger because a stranger, and the main thing too for me, I would say, is because a stranger is gonna look at it more of a blessing. Like they're gonna look at it and be like, thank you so much. Like you didn't have to do that, but you did. With a family member or a spouse or a child, they're just gonna look at it and be like, thank you. Like in the back of their mind, thinking, you kind of was supposed to do that anyway. But thank you though. Like in that moment, they're gonna feel the grace and they're gonna understand and be happy. But it's like the next day, same thing all over again.
With the kids, you do?
Oh man, with the kids, I be having a short fuse, man. 'Cause
Right.
the kids, I get upset with the kids because it just, I had to close my eyes on that one. Like,
Yeah.
I get upset
And
with them
that's
because
where I think that we reverse roles, because I show more grace to the kids.
well, you
than
sometimes you,
do. No, I didn't say I show all the grace. I said
No,
I
no,
show
no.
more grace
But I was
to the
gonna say,
kids
'cause
than you do.
sometimes the stuff that I just get upset and just I can't, like the common sense stuff, like throwing the football in the house or something like that. Like you already know, like you have your own room. Why are you in the living room while I'm watching TV throwing the football? I know I'm watching football and you get all excited. You want to reenact it, but right here in front of my TV, you want to throw the football. Like that's the kind of stuff that they do. Like you already know. Like it's just that kind of stuff. That's what just cuts my fuse off. Where it's just like it was here and it just went right on down because it's the common sense stuff. That's when it's stuff that they just really don't know. That's different.
I think that also, like with our daughter, I'm learning like new levels of grace with her, just because she's like, she's going through a thing.
A little phase.
She's becoming like a true teenager, and I think that when she first turned 13, we were kind of like, oh, like, okay, she's the same. She's but now that she's like 13, about to be 14, it's like the true teen stuff is like coming out. We're like, okay, who are you? Like today, when she was in there with us, like when I was folding clothes, I'm like, does she want something, or does she, because usually she's like in her room,
Not in here.
locked in there. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want to, make her have an attitude, and then she go in her room. So I'm just like, okay, she's in here with us, but that's been a whole journey right there. But I'm learning to like figure out when she needs me to show her grace. And, find those moments when, okay, I do need to bring some correction or, have that conversation with her, and find those moments when I just need to show her some grace and give her some space, and just let her do her, and then, come back to it. You can work on showing the kids.
I can work on showing more grace. Don't try to throw me under the bus
I'm not
because
trying to throw you under
selfish.
the bus.
with people.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not saying that I don't show grace. I'm just saying that it's not a natural quality that I have to show grace. I have to be intentional about showing grace. And I am every day. I mean, showing grace is a part of my job.
Right.
Like, I have to show grace at work every day. But I'm learning to not, just don't turn it off when you leave work. Just keep it going. Keep it going because eventually it will start to become a habit. Do you think that I show you grace?
Repeat the question.
You heard what I said.
Repeat the question. Do I think that you show me grace?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, don't do that. Don't look
No,
at
yeah,
me
you do show
like
me
you're
grace.
scared and then say yes.
Yes. No. Yes, you do. Seriously though, she does show me grace, especially compared to how how it was in the beginning of our marriage. Yeah, I get a lot of grace. Well, I mean, I would say this: before I didn't get any grace, and then you slowly started figuring out how to show me more grace. We'll leave it at that. She shows me grace. I mean, I get all the grace, all the love, and all the grace.
Whatever.
So, till next time, I'm Deontay.
And I'm Maymuna.
And we still do.